Hi guys!
Hey y'all!
Welcome back to Catching Up with the Gossip.
Yes, so y'all know you're here with Alexander Queen
and Terica.
Get your name right, girl. Sufficient name. Alright, y'all.
Whatever.
She get on my nerves. So y'all, we're gonna talk about today's subject's going to be mental illness. Which a lot of people don't talk about. Or it's very hush-hush, especially in the Black and Latino community.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like, oh, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Pray.
You'll be good. I mean, I do pray, don't get me wrong. Prayers have helped me a lot.
But talking to people and letting them know, like, how you feel, or, like, actually having a name for it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It helps.
Because we can agree, and we've spoken about this, like, we suffer a lot from anxiety, depression. And people are always like you just said a few minutes ago, like, it's always like, oh no, you'll be fine, you know,
just pray about it. Like, I can't tell you how many times I got fussed out over crying to, like, certain people, and they're like, you need to be more strong. Like, I'm not like this. You see, I'm strong.
I am staying strong because I'm keeping myself alive.
No, exactly. It's hard.
But it's still hard because you have, I don't look at it as weakness at all. It's just, you know, your mind sometimes, it just, again, there are some days for me, for example, like, just too much is happening at once. It's just, I can't have control of it all. And it hits with my head that I can't focus. I can't hear anything you're telling me anymore. Like, I start sweating. I just start mumbling things. Like, I just don't know what's happening in that moment. Like, I lose control of that moment, and that's my anxiety kicking in.
You know, it's hard for me to be in a group of, like, a crowd of people. It is so hard for me to go out and be around people that I barely know. I, like, get anxiety. I get, like what you said, I start sweating. I don't talk, and it's not that because I'm rude. It's because I'm legit, like, my heart is pounding and I don't feel comfortable.
I'm the same way, and sometimes, like, I need to get out of that situation before I say something or do something I'm going to regret. Because I've had it happen, and a lot of times in my life, you know, like, I've had it, like, in a situation, like, either around friends or at work, that I'm about to literally lose my shit. Let's be honest. Like, I'm literally, like, I can't handle all this at once, and I'm going to burst out, and, like, I try to catch myself as best as I can, because I will say something, and I don't mean it in that moment, but it's just too much. And also with depression playing the part.
Oh, yeah.
That's another thing. You know, especially when you have anxiety and then depression on top of that.
That's a bitch.
That is a bitch. Like, I'm not the one, like, I mean, when I get depressed, I mean, I try to go outside my house, try to keep myself busy, but then I realize, especially living in LA, like, going outside my house is me going to a club or a bar.
Exactly, and a lot of people, when they're really depressed, they, like, go to, like, some supplements, whether it's drinking, whether it's marijuana, whether it's popping pills or doing drugs. Like, I used to do sleeping pills and alcohol.
Back in the day, I used to do, not alcohol, but I used to do a lot of sleeping pills that my mother did stop me from that. And now I won't take them anymore.
Yeah, me either.
Like, there are some, like, okay, so I'll be honest. My anxiety has started, not so much depression, but still kind of depression, started when I was 4 years old. And I'll be honest and raw about it, because when I was 4, I witnessed a family friend of ours, when I was living back home in Virginia, was stabbed and beat up by gang members, by a couple of them. I won't say the gang's name, but I know exactly who they were. And I was the only witness. I was 4 years old that I looked outside the window and saw a family friend of ours who was coming home from work, getting out of his truck, and the gang came right behind him and beat the living shit out of him, stabbed him multiple times. I just saw everything happen all at once real quick, and they ran. I was so in shock and mute. I walked back then, and there was a pool party happening in my community. My mom came inside the house with me real quick. We went to the house, and she was just getting, like, watermelons and stuff to bring back to the pool. And I walk into the house, like, shocked and, like, mute. And I'm trying to grab my mom's attention, like, drag her outside to look outside what was happening. And she was in shock and ran to the pool, called the community. They called 911. and I had to deal with the police, detectives to try to tell them what was going on, but I was mute. And ever since then, I feel like starting from that age and then growing with my parents, like divorce and all the hell that went through in my house and just my own issues in relationship, and then moving to LA, it just piled up as I got older. You know?
Mm-hmm. No, I feel you. I totally understand.
Mm-hmm.
That's like heavy though to witness that.
Yeah, it was heavy, and I rarely talk about it to anybody. It's very something I keep very hush hush, but a lot of times it plays in my mind, or I dream about that day, you know, when it happened, and it's sad, and it's just, you know, no kid should see that at 4 years old.
No.
You know.
That's traumatizing.
It is, and like, my parents, I mean, my mother did try therapy with me. I'm just more private, I guess, and I won't tell him much. But it's funny because with my friends, I'm all like, ooh, like, you know, I tell them everything. But, you know, we just sit there and joke and laugh. I'm like, yeah, bitch, you know, girl, you good. But in reality, it's an issue.
It's an issue, yeah. My depression, I think it started when I moved back to the United States. When I was living overseas, I didn't know anything about any type of color, nothing. But moving back to the United States and in the South, horrible. Like, you come back, like, being in this country is so traumatizing as it is, and to be a person of color, it's even worse. So I feel like it started when I was young, coming back. I couldn't, like, they sent me to speech class because I wouldn't talk to anybody. I'm also very shy.
I did speech therapist, and I still, you can kind of tell with my tongue, like, I have a speech problem. And I've always went to therapy for it, and that and my tooth is fucked in the back. But I will be seeing my dentist very soon. But yeah, like, I feel with the speech thing.
Yeah, they were like, they honestly thought I was slow and I didn't know anything. So they told my parents that they were gonna put me in a speech therapy and I have to have a one-on-one. And I was like, they were confused because I was smart. I just didn't talk.
And Terica, Sister Shanae is a very smart woman.
Like, I'm smart. Like, don't let these nails fool you. No, I was joking. But not only that, like, relationships that I've been in, and then having cancer.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
That sets my depression up now. Like, this is why I'm depressed and I have anxiety now. Is definitely because of my my fight with cancer.
And you battled, really? Do you mind saying what stage you were in?
Well, I had.
If they wonder what kind of cancer you have.
I had cervical cancer, and I was stage 1 in my cervix, but I was stage 3 in lymph nodes.
That's crazy.
So yeah, I had a very intense treatment. But yeah, that's what made me really like depressed now. I go back to how I felt, like just everything, because there's so much wrong with me. I'll make a video if you guys want me to about my cancer journey and how I am now. But
that would be nice if people can relate and understand, like, be more raw about it, because, you know, it's out there. It is out there, and when I was first diagnosed, a lot of people used to write me and be like, well, how do you know, like, because people were shocked. Mm-hmm. But definitely got to make a video for that one.
No, I definitely will. But, you know, I sought out a therapist myself because I was in my doctor's office and I was crying. I was this close to wanting to not be here, wanting to kill myself. It was a big breakup that happened. I just got over cancer like a few months ago. It was a lot. You had those thoughts? I had those. I did not want to be here. And then sometimes, even to this day, I still have those thoughts. You better stop playing, bitch. You better calm me. I will bring this bitch back to the dead, smack her silly, and then take her ass back out. But you know, I feel you. Yeah. I have my friends that I do call. I try to talk to my mom. She tells me to pray. But you know, you guys got to be open about these things because you never know what the next person is dealing with. You never know, and like I've had friends who've committed suicide, and we know people who've had family members and friends who have, you know, sadly they went to that dark place. It's a very dark place. I can't really say, dark. Even me being gay and everything, and growing up too, like in Virginia and everything, like I never really had those thoughts. Had it crossed my mind? Yes, but then I think of it. I'm very religious. I feel like it's a sin. Yeah, that's
It's the
another
thing.
thing.
God
That's what
gave
stops
me this.
me.
That's what stops me. I'm like,
That's what
God,
stopped me.
I don't want to be in hell. I mean,
Me,
I'm probably already
no.
going to hell. What the
No,
fuck?
you're not.
No. But you know, like I'm. That's just my belief as a Christian. Like, it's a sin. You know,
Yeah.
God gave you, you know, this life. You know, it's a gift.
You can't take it for granted. That's
No.
that's one thing that stops
And I
me.
feel like it's selfish of me, and also selfish of me because besides God, my mother always, and I couldn't even imagine what my mom would go through if I ever did something like that. So it has crossed my mind, but never to the point that I'm like, no, I really want to take my life. Like, I can't handle this no more. No, because it's selfish to me for my family, my mom, and myself, and God. That's why I never really got it to that extent of thinking those kind of thoughts. But as it crossed, like it just went real quick. It did. It has.
No, like there was some days I would pray to God. I'd be like, God, please just call me home right now because this is just too much. This is too much for me. But then after I talk myself off that ledge and I just, get back to like my right state of mind, I always thank God for not doing that. So.
And again, like, always, call your friends,
Call your friends.
See how they're doing. Even if you haven't talked to them in a while, still call them. Be like, hey, how you been? It can mean a lot to them, Like, me and my best friend, like, we don't talk every day. But she'll still call me. She goes like, girl, how are you? How's everything? I'm like, I'm good. I'm blessed. Like, you just need to get somebody a hug,
You never know what people
know.
are going through. So that's why I never want to, like, add judgment, or I never want to be mean. I never want to be ill-spirited to somebody because you never know, like, what they're going through.
Exactly. So you just, and if you feel like you need to find help, find help. Always find help. Talk to a family member, a friend, family, neighbor, anybody, brother, sister. Just try not to keep it too hush-hush because I know some people that they gather too much within themselves and they hold too much and they don't speak a lot and then they just burst.
And it
could
bad.
be really bad, real ugly, or it can lead to,
It could end to death or suicide.
And and then you're gonna hurt. You hurt yourself. Your family's hurt afterwards. It's the after effect of everything. Just always, and of course, again, I pray. That helps me too. But again, I
pray, have my crystals, have my sage.
She did sage before this.
Yeah, I always sage. So,
spiritually, whatever helps you, whatever religious you are, whatever religion you are, what you believe in, anything spiritually that helps you, do it. I like to go to the beach.
Okay, that's nice.
We feed Yamiya with Sasha.
Okay, yes.
Yes, I do think I'm a very spiritual person. I do sage, I meditate. I like to get in like a quiet zone. Like, I find things that works for me. So if you can find things that works for you, please do.
And also, like, our DMs are always open.
Yes, they are.
Write us. Keeping up with the catching up with the gossip.
Catching up with the gossip.
Keep it up.
Bitch. Stop promoting them hoes.
Catching up with the gossip on our Instagram. And also, we're also on our own Instagram. So if you want to go to our Instagrams, it's on our
you'll find us. Like,
you'll find us on
in the photos. You'll see that we tag
ourselves. So go ahead.
If you want to talk to us, you can always hit me up.
Me too.
If you want to know what we do to keep our minds, like cleansed. Again, like she sage, I sage. We meditate. Like, if you want to know how we do it, crystals.
Pray to God.
Hit us up, and then we'll give you some advice on how we do and work on that.
Exactly, but just know that there's always a rainbow at the end. Like, it might seem hard now, but towards the end, it always works out.
It always works out. You gotta go through the hard times to get to the good. Nothing's given easy.
It's one day at a time.
There's some days that I won't lie, I'm just like, God, like, when does it get better? But then again, I'm blessed. I'm here, we're alive, I'm eating. Maybe a McChicken, but a bitch is eating. Got the dollar menu. Well, not in LA no more.
Yeah, not in LA, there's no dollar menu.
They be fucking.
But we got that $5 Taco Bell.
Oh, we do that, we hungry, stop playing. Okay, but again, y'all, hit us up. We'll probably talk about the subject again later on.
Yeah, because this is a big subject.
It's a big subject, but we don't want to make the video like too long for y'all, but we'll talk about it in the future a little bit more. And again, hit us up on Catching Up with the Gossip. Make sure to like and subscribe, y'all.
Please like and subscribe.
Love and prayers. Peace. And we'll see y'all next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.